is what he signed the free kick.
Tactically, they've been perfect. All season. You look at them ready to press. Look at them ready to... Right now, they're under orders. Right now, they're under orders.
They're concerned already, the Inter supporters. I mean, Dembele was stood there like a sprinter on the blocks, wasn't he? Ready
He
to
really
run
was.
ahead.
Just catches the right elbow, doesn't he?
Here's the goal, look. Lovely little run. What the awareness there.
Composure. The composure's amazing. It really is.
Love those little celebrations.
Yeah.
Love them.
And don't forget, we've got every match live from Roland Garros. That goes all the way through until the 8th of June on TNT Sports. Jack Draper's into round 4. He's beaten Joao Fonseca. Tomorrow you'll see Arina Sabalenka and Carlos Alcaraz as well. And we've got the Gallagher Premiership Rugby playoffs as well. Bath against Leicester on Friday. And then Leicester playing Sale on Saturday. Tour de France, that starts on the 5th of July as well, so make sure you join us for that. All of it on TNT Sports and Discovery Plus. And just so you're not confused, it's Bath against Bristol on Friday. Sale aren't playing twice. West Country Derby Alley. I've got a lot to concentrate on tonight. Yeah, there's a lot
going on, mate. There's no one in there at your back to help you. I was thinking myself.
So this is the first real Inter opportunity to put a bit of pressure on. It's in towards Thuram and flicked on, and there's Pacho heading the ball away. And Barella couldn't get his side.
Hello.
Now Kvaratskhelia can come running away. Ousmane Dembele. Doué's up there, so is Fabian Ruiz and João Neves. It's Doué to hit one, and it's in!
No way. 2-0.
And that's how quick it can happen against this Paris Saint-Germain team. And poor old Di Marco was in the wrong place at the wrong time again. And PSG lead 2-0 after 20 minutes, and they're in complete...
Sorry about that, guys.
Great shot! That's amazing! So the corner taken by Çalhanoğlu and headed over the top of the bar by Chervi.
That's a chance. He gets up well.
Sorry about that, guys.
Good delivery in. Nothing funny about it. Just plays into the box. He gets up really, really well. Probably should direct that back when it came from. Looks a clear enough header. Yes, he's under a little bit of pressure. But I'm thinking he should be hitting the target.
Well, they're off to a magnificent start here, PSG. He's the manager, Simone Inzaghi. under all kinds of pressure. First time that he's been up against Enrique tonight. PSG can become the 9th club to win the treble of League, Domestic Cup and Champions League. Luis Enrique did it with Barcelona a decade ago, and he can become the 7th coach to win the Champions League with 2 different clubs, the last one being Pep Guardiola against Inter Milan a couple of years ago. And they're off to this magnificent start with early goals from Hakimi and Doué.
That's what they've done really well. Yes, the centre-backs have been uptight against the 2 number 9s, but the actual midfielders, Neves, Vitinha, Ruiz at times, that second ball nibbling back on that number 9's touch. So important.
It goes by Nuno Mendes. Benjamin Pavard had a run down that side. The last team to recover from a 2-goal deficit to win a Champions League final, Liverpool 3-0 down against AC Milan in 05. Doué, who scored tonight, wasn't even born then.
I was at that game and I still can't believe we won that.
Hello.
Here's Marquinhos, 485th game for Paris Saint-Germain tonight. No player in the history of the club has ever played more games for them.
Hi there.
The
Hi
confidence of
everyone.
these young kids nowadays in the game is different. I don't know if I've seen as many young players in the game like we are seeing in this current generation, who perform so confidently no matter what the stage.
We're watching the match where you guys think they're 2-0 already.
Supremely confident.
PSG scored 2 goals.
Look at you you're watching right now. You're looking at Dembele on the right-hand side here, and Hakimi is actually in the centre-forward position, and he's staying there.
Francesco Acerbi starting a Champions League final at the age of 37.
Alright.
Up it goes, more in hope than expectation by Inter Milan, and it's immediately won back here by PSG. Hakimi. Dembele. Neves onto Marquinhos.
This is a young PSG team. This is scary for opposition teams watching on here. For years to come, it seems. They get over the line here. You start thinking, how many can they win?
So much confidence and authority, Ali, about the way they're popping the ball about.
Absolutely, it's just the confidence. You can't. The movement's excellent. Simple things like giving the ball to the player on the right side, one touch, just coming off.
Ashraf Hakimi up against Di Marco. There's Fabian Ruiz with a shot.
I mean, they're going to have to go long again. Look, he's just got to go long. He has to.
That's well done by Thuram. Here's Dumfries. Hardly mentioned Çalhanoğlu and Varela in possession of the ball. I don't think we've seen Mkhitaryan at all. Dumfries with a cross. Martinez thought about the bicycle kick. And in the end, it's cleared away by João Neves.
I think DeMarco's got to get into the back post there.
That little position that Neves just took up there to clear the ball, such an important point there. Any knockdowns, he's there, clearing the lines. For one so young, takes positions up so well.
Coming into the game tonight, PSG with a team in form. They've won 4 games in a row. They've scored 12 goals in the process. The form of Inter Milan had just dropped off a little bit the final weeks of the Italian league season. Napoli winning the title. They've got to deal with the disappointment of that.
A massive disappointment.
They're up against this team playing like this tonight here in Munich.
Great performances in the semi-final, but you're right to mention, I think a couple of defeats against Bologna and Roma. And obviously lost a last-minute goal against Lazio, which effectively cost them Serie A.
Guys, remember to subscribe for more.
DiMarco in there quickly on Hakimi. Nicolo Barella.
Look at him getting back there.
Look at the pace
Look at him getting back there.
He scored your goal 1-1 and the pace, I mean, he gets caught out of position here. He's offside.
Yeah, the great pace.
How you guys doing? What a rocket.
Well, that goal from Desiree Doué means he's the 3rd teenager to score in a Champions League final after Patrick Kluivert in 1995 and Carlos Alberto for Porto under Jose Mourinho in 2004. And they're having the time of their lives at the moment, the Paris Saint-Germain supporters here in Munich.
Inter do have the habit of trying to come back with them. I don't know. If they come back,
There's
it'll be an
Marquinhos.
interesting
Everything
final.
right now has to be long from an Inter Milan perspective because they just can't sustain an attack, Ali.
You cannot. The 2 front lines look isolated at this moment in time.
Just got the ball.
Clearly a lot more connection
Just got the ball,
on the
bro.
PSG side. 2 front boys went to Milan. Nobody near them, none of the midfielders getting up to them.
Statistically speaking, Ali, it's a landslide. 7 attempts for PSG, 5 on target, 2 goals. They've had 1 solitary effort off target so far, Inter. But here's Pavard for them, in towards Martinez. Back there was Vitinha, and there he is again.
Takes a good touch here, Pavard, actually.
Steven Gerrard spoke about it with Owen Hargreaves before the game, about that defensive midfielder position. Sometimes is a destroyer. Vitinha's more of a controller, but you see again in that little position there, clearing things up, doing both sides of the game well.
It's a big night for French football, let alone Paris Saint-Germain. 29 years since a French team last lifted a European trophy and 3 years longer since the country's one and only win in this competition. French clubs have only won 2 of the last 15 European finals, but they couldn't have made a better start here, Paris Saint-Germain.
It's just too easy to play against that.
Dembele.
Dembele looking to pull it back, he'll settle for the corner. Defending done there by Dumfries for Inter.
They look a bit shell-shocked. Why wouldn't they?
So Nuno Mendes, talented young left-back of Paris Saint-Germain, is out there to take this corner. Movement in the centre from Marquinhos, who was trying to get there. Lifted in then by Hakimi. And that's going to float behind. Just asking the referee there, Marquinhos, whether there was a hand in the back as he started to jump. There's the press again.
I can't take my eyes off the belly every time they get the ball, attempt to play it out the back. And do you know what it is? You can talk about the ability, and they've got absolutely bundles of ability, particularly in forward areas. But see a willingness, just in a desire to run about and close down, and an attitude goes a long way.
Scalia.
Ali, just on that point, any good team that you played in that was successful, that won trophies, you all love running, you all love working for each other. You enjoyed that part of it.
100%.
This Paris Saint-Germain team seem very similar in that respect.
You look at them, Rio, I mean, it's staggering the way they are ready to, they're poised. When someone's got the ball and he wants to play it, they just can't play it out. Dembele has been closed down, threatening every pass to every defender. Excellent opening half hour from Paris.
Given away by Pacho, straight to Çalhanoğlu. Barella over on that side. There's Fabian Ruiz. And now João Neves. Vitinha is in all kinds of space. And it goes now to Ousmane Dembele. Wants to get a DiMarco. This time he blocks it behind for the corner.
You know what, it feels to me they're picking on DiMarco. They've seen him as the weakness.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for him in that respect.
Yeah.
But every ball is going out to the right-hand side, no matter who's out there, whether it's Doué or Dembele.
A little shake of the head there might indicate he's feeling a bit sorry for himself as well right now, DiMarco.
Yeah.
From PSG's point of view, guys, you've got to get out as quickly and as early as you possibly can so you can isolate DiMarco.
It's been like a rabbit in the headlights for the opening 34 minutes of this Champions League final. So Mendes has Dembele out here with him. It's an orthodox delivery from the corner. Marquinhos with the header. I think to kind of pick up on the points that you and Rio are making about the way the game's being played, there's not a great deal to cling to right now if you're an Inter player. There's not anything that you're looking at developing or happening that gives you belief that they can turn it.
I don't think they're defending well enough. I don't think they're getting the ball forward into wider areas. The two, as I say, two centre forwards look isolated at this moment in time. Dumfries, who has been absolutely excellent in the two semi-final games, hasn't get going yet either.
DiMarco's ball here to the veteran Henrik Mkhitaryan. Quickly it goes in. Pacho did enough. Whether he got a flick there, I'm not sure. At no touch, it's gone out for a PSG throw-in.
Better play.
It's about managing this game now for Paris Saint-Germain's point of view. You've got a 2-0 lead. They're a young team. You look at the ages of these players. Not many have experienced this. Marquinhos was there the last time they were at this stage. Oh.
That's brilliant. That's just brilliant. I mean, that was a perfect exhibition of getting out of trouble in a defensive or switch of play.
Marquinhos looking here for Kvaratskhelia, and Sommer quickly across for Inter Milan. Swept on by Dumfries to Martinez, now Thuram. Barella. Çalhanoğlu with the cross, and Thuram was coming in, and there's Pacho again, just emphasising the point that Rio's made about how important he is defensively to PSG.
Positional sense, absolutely first class in the centre back view.
Perfect. Making sure nothing gets past that front post. Puts it out for a corner. Does what he needs to do.
Only 23, hadn't played in the Champions League until this season. In goes the Inter corner towards Thuram. Has to score that, doesn't he?
It's a mismatch at the back post, I can tell you that. It was Kvaratskhelia that's on him. That is a mismatch. It is. Yeah, I think you make a point. He's certainly got to hit the target again. What a chance that is. He gets up well.
Got to hit the target there, Al.
One of those, Ali, where all the pace is on the cross. He's only got to guide it.
Correct.
I think it's been quite remarkable, the transformation of Paris Saint-Germain under Enrique. They've given him the right players now with the right attitude, and he's put together a magnificent team.
Well, do you know what it is? I spoke to Manny Petit about it maybe about 10 days ago, and he said it's remarkable, the turnaround and what they are. And I know it's a crazy thing to say. He said now in France they're likeable, not just within Paris and the PSG fans, because beforehand he felt there was an arrogance about them. You know, they weren't particularly liked in other parts of France. He says that has been down to Enrique, the way they play, young lads, and it's really evident. You can see it. They're just a breath of fresh air. I mean, how much have we enjoyed going to Paris, lads?
Yeah, it's been the best place to go this year. When you get young players in the team, young players who want to work, and they show that fire and desire, definite connection between themselves and the fans. What I would say, guys, is you can't write off this Inter Milan team. The experience they have, what they've shown.
Nuno Mendes okay after the treatment. It's a little bit sloppy though from Vitinha. It's the first half that has 6 minutes remaining. Achraf Hakimi after 12 minutes, and then Desiree Doué 8 minutes after that. Donnarumma arriving there in time. One thing they do allow you, though, Paris Saint-Germain, is a chance. I mean, he's played 39 games this season, Donnarumma. He's only kept 10 clean sheets, and here's Thuram with a little flick. Might well have needed to be a fraction more patient there to give Martinez the chance to get forward.
I think he's got to take it in. I think he's got to take it in. I know he's trying to release Martinez, but he's got to take that one in.
PSG are a team that give you a chance to tend to concede a goal. There's Thuram. Dumfries. And there's Marquinhos, now Barella, but it's a poor touch by the Italian international. Gave Marquinhos the chance to deal with it. In it goes now towards Thuram, and there's Pacho again, who's missed nothing in the opening 40 minutes tonight.
I'll tell you what, Darren, the next goal is vitally important. I'll tell you, if Inter get the next goal, the dynamics of this game change dramatically. They're just starting to turn the screw a little bit here. As I say that, Paris Saint-Germain get their foot on the ball, play away out of trouble.
Yeah, Kvaratskhelia waiting for it out there on the left-hand side. He's got two, though, Havard and Dumfries. Here's Dembele. Doué. Now Fabian Ruiz onto Hakimi. Inzaghi's got rid of the jacket. High stakes out there tonight. Vitinha.
That's what I said. You look at his position again, Dembele, so deep. The Italian centre-backs have got nobody to pick up. They don't like it.
It's almost like you have to be in the stadium to watch Dembele's movement and how he just affects the opposition with his deft little touches and movement.
Marquinhos, João Neves. That's too high for Dembele.
Just to go back to Dembele, the point is with him, I think, was wonderful to watch him and the way he's evolved as a player in his new position. Is he actually plays away from the ball a lot of the time.
Yeah.
You know, young players, especially there, you're tempted to go to the ball. It attracts you to the ball where all the traffic is. He goes away where there's more space. And as long as you've got good players who can find him, he'll affect the game.
Sommer had to hurry again. It's a pass that only picks out his coach.
And it's a press. It's a press that puts him under pressure. That's what it is. It's exactly what it is.
Big night for Donnarumma, isn't it, as well, when you think about his connections to AC Milan. He's up against Inter tonight, so bragging rights for the PSG goalkeeper. Doué's gone out there to the left, and Kvaratskhelia has just come out to the right for now. There's that ball again, Ali, from the left to the right that gets them out.
Yeah, DeMarco is back in the left-back position because Kvaratskhelia is pushing him away up there, allowing Hakimi the space. Very clever.
Just taking the sting back out of Inter Milan with this spell of possession, Paris Saint-Germain, just when you felt the Italians might be warming up a little bit. It's Doué. And he goes towards Dembele coming in. Well, I think he could have won the final there and then. If it goes 3-0 before half-time, surely there's no way back.
His movement's nothing short of magnificent. He sucks DeMarco in as if he's going to go in front of him and then spins round behind him. His movement is absolutely different class. But that said, he should score.
Can't wait till we see the replay, but Doué's ball as well was outrageous.
Yeah.
To see the movement and to execute, wait on the plate.
Wait you see the movement. He goes front, and just when DeMarco goes front, he spins in behind him.
One thing I've just seen out of picture, just to kind of emphasise how Enrique's feeling, the moment they turned the ball over from the press, he put his hands in the air and applauded his team. He's so happy by what he's seeing his team do out of possession here tonight. Here they come with a Hakimi, but DeMarco just able to clear.
I would counter it the same, Fletch. If he's not happy with this 44 minutes, he'll take some, please.
Here's Benjamin Pavard, who's won a Champions League before, won a World Cup as well, but that's one back over there. But how does Hakimi, the right back, win the ball pressing in the left wing position?
It's so aggressive, all over the pitch. They're so aggressive. The two starting from the forwards all the way through to the centre backs. Everyone is going man to man all over the park, confidently.
Cherby. Martinez, 2 additional minutes here at the end of the first half that's been dominated by Paris Saint-Germain. Intercepted by Nuno Mendes, and now Doué's on the ball. And he's got runners up there with him, Fabian Ruiz. But what about that for skill? Doué looking to shoot. My word.
That was a mother of all step-overs.
Wow, you'll have to pay to get back in, as they say, the old ones. But again, that starts Pacho. Pacho's tight up against the forward, gets the deflection, changes possession, get a shot off.
Given away again by Inter Milan, straight to Fabian Ruiz. It's a massive 15 minutes coming up here for Simone Inzaghi. He's got to try and get some belief back into his team. Neves. Moving towards the final 30 seconds of this first half, and Paris Saint-Germain, as they have done all the way through, controlling the ball. Kvaratskhelia. His turn to tease and torment, twist and shoot. And that's just wide. He's been relatively quiet first half, but we saw the best of him there.
Well, takes a wicked deflection, doesn't it? It's worth pointing out, when Kvaratskhelia has that shot, both PSG fullbacks are 20 yards from the opposition goal.
So this is the last chance of the half if there's time. And Ousmane Dembele's come out to take the corner. It's headed on by Kvaratskhelia and headed over the top of the bar by the Georgian.
What a chance that is. What a chance.
Well, that's half-time, and there's the Kvaratskhelia chance right on the stroke of it. 2 goals, though, in the first half, a dominant Paris Saint-Germain performance. Achraf Hakimi after 12 minutes, and then Desiree Doué 8 minutes later, scoring his 14th goal of a fantastic season after 20 minutes. And right now, all Parisian roads lead to Champions League glory. Half-time in Munich, it's Paris Saint-Germain 2, Inter Milan 0.
This program is
So guys, as you guys can see, 2-0, 2-0 down. Let's check the match stats as well. So in the first half, as you can see, PSG have scored 2 goals so far. Let's check the match and analytics. So seriously. Match analytics. Okay, let's see now. So the analytics shows the stats of the match so far. Okay, the stats of this match so far. Alright, so PSG is 62%, Inter Milan with 38% of possession. So, man, PSG have 13 shots and 5 on target. Inter have 2 shots, none on target. So we will be back, guys. The rest of the show. So it's halftime. So when halftime come, it will be back. Okay. let's see what's happening so far. So you have I show speed, you have these. Man, there's a lot of people here. So we'll be back with more.
I don't know, man. I think he's got to like hold.
I have no idea, guys. Let me say that was a great match so far in the first half. Great first half match. I ain't gonna lie. So a lot of people trying their best. Alright, guys. So we'll be back again. Please remember to subscribe, guys. Remember to subscribe. And also turn on post notifications here as well.
Gone over the line for an inter corner.
TNT Sports, powered by Mitre.
This program is brought to you by Heineken.
Where's my lucky sock?
Welcome back, ladies and gents. Earlier on this afternoon, British rider Simon Yates took the lead for the Giro d'Italia with just one stage to go. Yates, who now leads the standings by just under 4 minutes, looks set to become just the third Brit to win the Giro d'Italia. All eyes will be on Rome as the race comes to a conclusion tomorrow. That is live on TNT Sports 3 and Discovery Plus. Back here in Munich, wow, it's been an amazing night so far, and the first half was spectacular for PSG. But look, if they are going to ignite a comeback, they're going to have to do some serious team talks in the dressing room right now. What will Inzaghi be saying? Because you were the one that came out in the second half. You scored the first goal to ignite that comeback, but it must have started in the dressing room.
Yeah, listen, the players need the manager now. This is why they get paid the big bucks. He needs to change something tactically, or he certainly needs to change something personnel. The first thing he needs to do is show DeMarco where the shower is, respectfully, because he has been like a rabbit in the headlights. Darren was right. So, you know, you need to change something personnel-wise. Stick with your game plan. See if the personnel can change it early on. If not, he's going to have to do something drastic. Maybe go out without the 5 defenders and be a bit more aggressive, a bit more brave.
I think Coutinho's ran the show today, so I think try and get a bit physical, get tighter to him, stop playing, getting on the ball.
Stevie's right, just got to change it. They've been second best in every phase. They've got to start winning second ball.
Juicy flavors with one less choice to make. Pizza Hut. Now that's
The Paris Saint-Germain players are out there. No sign at the moment of Inter, although here they come, led out by Francesco Acerbi. I mean, when you think about the fact that Paris Saint-Germain couldn't do it with the likes of Cavani, Mbappe, Messi, Neymar, Di Maria, Ibrahimovic, etc. But this younger group, this very together group, this hard-working group, are 45 minutes away here, Ali, from making history, winning this competition for their club for the very first time. And it's been the holy grail for them. It's the one that the ownership wanted to win when they first came in. They've tried, they've spent money, they've gone through managers, they've gone through players, but they can almost touch it here.
Darren, what you did there, you mentioned some fantastic players, right? Absolutely fantastic players. But what we've got just now, with 45 minutes still to go, is a fantastic team. That's the big difference. I think the key word's team. What they've got, PSG now, is a team who are willing to run about, work hard for each other, and yes, added to the exceptional talent that they've got, anything can happen.
So the second half underway, long ball pumped up towards Marcus Thuram. Now the first defending of the second half for the PSG captain Marquinhos, who might just be lifting the trophy a little bit later on, unless there's a real sea change in this second half. No interchanges at half-time. Does that surprise you?
Well, he's probably just sat them down and said, lads, I'm going to give you another 5-10 minutes. You need to go and try and get that sorted out, because you know the one thing that's been really evident in the first half, I think you and I spoke about it at half-time with Rio, they've actually looked the oldest team in the tournament.
Brilliant flick there from Dembele. On it goes down to Kvaratskhelia, bearing down on goal. Kvaratskhelia, and he just saw a fraction there. A little gap where he could let that left footer go, and it was just off target, but it was there, the gap.
Absolutely, we saw him do it in the previous round. Was it against the Villa, or was it against Liverpool? I think he did it against Villa, when he stuck it right in that top corner. So he knows exactly what he's doing.
Look at the restart, look at the Paris Saint-Germain players. You've got two sprinters at the front there, waiting for the gun to go off.
That Dembele's look trap 6 at one more.
Fabian Ruiz not quite able to navigate the pass beyond Çalhanoğlu. They've been first to everything tonight, Paris Saint-Germain. Here's Nicolo Barella. Now the French international Marcus Thuram. That's excellent defending again by Pacho at the outset. Then he's fouled Thuram. I wonder whether we might see the first caution tonight. We're certainly going to see a free kick here for Inter in what has to be considered a decent position for them.
Catches him, doesn't he? He's been excellent catch in the first half. I know the boys were talking about Dewey, and absolutely so they should. The centre back, as you correctly point out, Rio's been terrific.
So these are the kinds of situations that they've got to maximise, because it's been virtually impossible for them to generate chances in open play. And the benefit of an early goal at the start of the second half would be massive. That's in from Çalhanoğlu, and absolutely nowhere near good enough.
Shocking, that's what that is. I mean, it's a real opportunity to put a delivery into the box, ask a question in the opening minutes of the second half, and you overhit it like that. Wow.
Well, it's a game tonight that's got the sound and feel of a Paris Saint-Germain home match, and the looks on Inter supporters' faces completely tell that story. Inzaghi's going absolutely mad down there already. Shouting and bellowing at his players. Dumfries looking for Thuram. Here's Martinez. Barella. It's a corner though. A little bit of a miscommunication there between Donnarumma and Hakimi.
Yeah, it's a little uncertainty, wasn't it?
They've got plenty of height in the team. The centre-backs can get in there. Bastoni, Acerbi and Pavard. Corner's going to be taken by Di Marco. They're appealing for a penalty in there. Here's Mkhitaryan, and the referee spots it the other way. In actual fact, Inzaghi's convinced that it was a Parisian hand and not a Milan hand.
Martinez hand, doesn't it? Coutinho's comes off his thigh for me.
Martinez has scored 22 goals in all competitions this season. 9 in the Champions League. He needs some kind of inspiration from somewhere. You'd look at players like him.
Oh, he is the leader, isn't he? He's a talisman.
William Pacho has caught and stayed down, but the game continues here with Kvaratskhelia in possession. Fabian Ruiz, Acerbi, there's Kvaratskhelia. Didn't quite get the contact on it.
Thought he could have hit it a split second earlier. That's a chance for him. The referee does well letting play go on there. It's a break down the left-hand side. And I'm thinking to myself, he could just have hit it a split second earlier.
They've got the free kick there. Dumfries impeded by Nuno Mendes. Right in front of Simone Inzaghi. I think the fourth official is just saying you might want to calm down a little bit. Big scream over there from Di Marco, who was caught by Hakimi. Hakimi had one season in for San Siro with Inter Milan. He won the title that year. It was interesting when he scored tonight. It was barely a flicker of emotion right in front of the Inter Milan supporters. It was quite classy from Hakimi.
He's been classy all season, hasn't he? That's just pressure again. It's pressure again from Dembele.
We've always spoke about his Dembele's goals, ability on the ball.
This is where he likes to be. And he spotted the opportunity to try and curl one. Ousmane Dembele.
Just to go back to the intensity with which he's running at. Consistently through this game to close down the defenders, to close down the keeper. It's ridiculous. Great for young players to watch this, given the ability this kid has.
You're so right.
Ali, how many times do you get it when you've got a kid with that type of ability, supernatural in terms of being able to take people on and do magical things, that believe they have the right not to work as hard as others.
They don't see that part of the game. But look up there, again, look, there he goes.
Played forward there by Di Marco, but Pacho was in the right position. So far tonight, Donnarumma's had one of his quieter games of the season. Still yet to have an attempt on target into Milan. We've got two players coming here, Jan Bisek and Nikola Zalewski. Two changes coming here for Simone Inzaghi. In the meantime, here's Denzel Dumfries. That's a bit clumsy from Kvaratskhelia. So the first one is Benjamin Pavard. So that's a straight swap for Jan Bisek, and no surprise that Di Marco is the other one.
Di Marco couldn't wait to get off the pitch there, it seemed. I tell you.
Well, you could argue he's done remarkably well to get 8 minutes in the second half.
Donnarumma came for that, didn't really get there. And we'll get another one here into Milan. Cherby was the player attacking it. If there is an Achilles heel with Donnarumma, it's when crosses go into his box.
Yeah. Right shake of the head there.
Marquinhos for the final touch, so let's see what they can do from the other side. Inter. Goes from Çalhanoğlu, and he's coming flat at that. There's going to be a chance here for Barella to strike one. And it was well blocked in there by Marquinhos. Well, it goes from Henrik Mkhitaryan. Çalhanoğlu plays it forward, Cherby stayed forward, Marquinhos quickly across the Paris Saint-Germain. Here's Vitinha. Hakimi. That's where they're happy to see the pace of Jan Bisek, and Dembele's going to close the goalkeeper down. Sloppy header then from Barella. Here's Fabian Ruiz. It's going to break here though for Martinez, and he gets it on now to Barella. Now Zalewski, the substitute's coming in, and he's going to try the shot, and they've got a block in there, and then a little follow through.
Dumfries gets the ball at the back post.
Oh, he's going to get hooked straight away.
I must say, that was excellent from young João Neves, 20 years old, stuck to his task there. They looked like they was at the edge there, they're going to get an opportunity to go 1v1, got down low, great tackle.
Yeah.
Tangled up there with Fabian Ruiz, so he's the first player booked tonight, only just come on, Nikola Zalewski. Signed on loan from Roma in January. Don't forget, we've got the Community Shield to get things off and running next season. Liverpool against Crystal Palace, League champions against FA Cup winners on Sunday the 10th of August on TNT Sports. And you can see that on Discovery Plus as well. Just a little bit more encouragement though in the last few minutes for Inter, Ali. I mean, they'll cling to anything in this second half, won't they?
Just got to get balls into the box and try and ask one or two questions, because it doesn't look as though they're going to play through them.
There's Desiree Doué, Fabian Ruiz, and now Vitinha. Marquinhos. Dembele found a gap to Doué, who suddenly pops up on the other side, and then Hakimi, as always, was running on, and Bastoni was able to tidy it up to keep it. Good centre-forward play then by Martinez, and then Thuram, and he's caught by Pacho, and that's a free kick to Inter. Well, the referee's going to come across here, I think, and speak to someone on the Inter bench, whether it's Inzaghi, who's been twirling the jacket around, and he's got to sit down, look. yellow card. He was waving the jacket around like he was at the end of his performance on Strictly Come Dancing down there. His frustration. So a yellow for the manager, who continues to bellow his frustrations here towards his players. Zalewski challenged over there by Doué. So the chance for the long one here from Alessandro Bastoni. Attacked well by Marquinhos. Here's Barella, and that's not a very good effort at all.
It sums the play up. Opening hour, to be honest. He's got to go and get that earlier and meet it earlier.
Taken well by Barella and played forward quickly. Martinez looking to help it on. Marquinhos there defensively for Paris Saint-Germain, but there's a bit more territory now for Inter since the substitutions. Next step along the road is to score the next goal in the final, and then we'll see what happens. There's the German international Bisek running forward. Kvaratskhelia tracks him stride for stride.
Top class defending from an excellent forward player.
They're a man short at the moment with Bisek down into. When he goes from Çalhanoğlu and then coming onto it towards that was Martinez, but he's beaten to it by Donnarumma.
I know I keep on going about it, but the work ethic of this Paris Saint-Germain team. They're just got to run back.
Oh, they're unbelievable. I tell you, Rio, we can speak about the talent because they've got talent, there's no doubt about that. But you mentioned young boys watching them, just a desire to work, a desire to run about, play for each other. Because everything else will look after itself.
So Bisek back on his feet. We've got the Super Cup as well for you, the UEFA Super Cup. Tottenham, the Europa League winners, waiting for the winners of this one tonight. That's on Wednesday, the 13th of August on TNT Sports and Discovery Plus. And next season sees TNT Sports become the new home of the Emirates FA Cup and the Adobe Women's FA Cup, with more live games broadcast than ever before. It adds to our football offering that already includes the Premier League, the UEFA Champions League, and every match from the Europa and Conference Leagues. What about that on that side? Rio nearly dropped the ball.
Oh, it was unbelievable.
Here's Dembele coming forward. Hakimi's carried on running and he's got there first and crossed it through. Kvaratskhelia was calling for it, but the eye-catching stuff was earlier in the move.
I'm demanding a replay right now.
We need it. Oh, the good news is we're going to get another look at this. There you are. Oh. Hakimi's unlucky. He just tries to smash it across the face of the goal. Well within his rights to go there, but the build-up, the play was fabulous.
What a player that young man is. Desiree Doué, 19 years of age. He's got a goal and an assist in a Champions League final tonight. And he's been eye-catching all the way through this season. Mendes with the corner, pulled back here to Vitinha. Clipped in then towards Marquinhos and Kvaratskhelia, but too much on the pass. So two more changes coming now for Inter. Carlos Augusto and Matteo Darmian, and Bisek, who's not been on the pitch very long, I'm sure is going to be one of them. Mkhitaryan is making way. No confirmation, I think, imminent that we're not going to see any more of Bisek tonight either. Very, very unfortunate for him, Rio.
Yeah, come on. One of those things sometimes risky with a substitute. Maybe not warmed up right, maybe a bit of anxiety, maybe a bit of nerves. Seemed to have tweaked his hamstring.
Yeah.
Looks distraught, look at him.
I think it was that challenge, wasn't it, when Kvaratskhelia went back with him.
wanted to turn.
Offside flag has been raised by the assistant here, so a free kick to Paris Saint-Germain. Just looking at the way they're going to play now, Augusto's gone out there on the left, so Zalewski, who was playing over there and hasn't been on very long, he's got to change of position straight away.
That won't be a problem to him at all.
Lovely flick from Dembele. Brilliant football again from PSG. On it goes in now to Doué. Doué's in! That is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And it's capped off by this wonderfully talented young player. But the football from Paris Saint-Germain sublime. They're 3 up in the Champions League final. And they're going to make history tonight. They're going to win the Champions League.
I'll tell you what it's been a mismatch. It really has. This just sums it up. Everything about this is beautiful. The weight of the pass takes it away from the defender. He knows he's going to get a clean strike on it, and he takes full advantage of it. Well, really composed finish. As poor as Inter Milan have been, PSG have been excellent.
Do you know what? I just got chills. It was that good. It was that clean. Look at this from Dembele, the awareness, players running off him. Vitinha putting on a clinic tonight of how to run and manipulate the ball and play others in. And what's a composed finish from a 19-year-old super kid.
See the build-up's fabulous, but even the final pass to him, it's perfect to hit first time. Never underestimate that. The weight of that pass allows him to compose himself and have the first time finish. Look at that.
Luis Enrique on the cusp of becoming only the second manager to win a treble with 2 different teams, Darren?
Astonishing. There's the yellow card for taking the shirt off, but I doubt he bothers too much about that. He's putting on an absolute clinic tonight, Désiré Doué. Scored 2, made 1, 19. The next French superstar is on your screens, everybody.
Privilege just to be here, guys. I know you hear that a lot, but I'm telling you, a teenager at this stage, at this level, with a game of this magnitude, dominating it.
So 3-0, and they've had 18 attempts tonight, PSG, 6 of them on target, and they've scored from 3 of those. And surely now, Ali, no way back for Inter Milan.
It can't be. I mean, look at that again.
The work ethic, unbelievable.
I mean, we are repeating ourselves, but you've just got to see what you're seeing in front of you.
Matteo Darmian towards Denzel Dumfries, and he's going to lose the chase, but he's gone over under a little challenge there from Neves, but it was just a tangle of the feet, nothing more than that. And they really believe now, don't they? And they believe because of the performance of that young fella tonight.
That was just a brilliant goal. Well-worked goal. Terrific football. Lovely touch from Dembele.
The only disappointing thing is that he's not going to get the chance to score a hat-trick. And we haven't had one in a final in this competition since 1969 when Pierini Prati scored for AC Milan. And with 2 goals and an assist tonight, Désiré Doué is going to be replaced by another wonderfully talented young French footballer, Bradley Barcola. But he's been outstanding tonight, Ali.
It's just been a breath of fresh air. Joy to watch, as Rio says. Well, we asked the question beforehand, didn't we? This relatively inexperienced PSG side, how would they handle it? Well, we've got the answer, haven't we?
Here's Lautaro Martinez. And coming onto that was Augusto. Had he got a better contact, they might just have pulled the goal back. He's receiving the plaudits from his teammates down there, Désiré Doué, but that looked like half a chance to me for Inter.
There certainly was a chance. Good delivery in from the left-hand side.
It just shows the depth they've got. They take off Doué, who scored 2 tonight. They send on Barcola, who got a couple in the French Cup final, didn't they?
Hakimi scored as well in that cup final.
Can I just say, guys, it pains me to say this, but this has to be the most dominant final that we've seen since the 2011 final at Wembley, when Barcelona absolutely destroyed my Man United team.
Yeah.
Pure and utter dominance.
Take his slightly further back, and you think about the night the AC Milan team beat Barcelona 4-0 when Desailly was
I remember that well.
wonderful. I mean, it's that kind of rarefied air that we're talking about, aren't we? Ultra performances in finals from exceptional European teams.
Correct.
The offside flag's gone up against Turan.
You can't believe it.
It's a PSG team that's won 39 major trophies, 25 of them since 2011 when the current owners took charge. And from that point, this is the one they've wanted more than any other. And they're almost there. There's still 22 minutes of football to play plus stoppage time, but the gulf between these two sides couldn't be any wider.
You know something, Dan? And we were there. Ever since the 53rd minute in Paris, on the 22nd of January, this team have been nothing short of magnificent. The minute they went 2 down and Erling Haaland scored for Manchester City, ever since that minute, this PSG team have been simply magnificent.
There's a booking for Turan, who was late on Fabian Ruiz.
See his studs there.
Forward down that side now is Bradley Barker. They might be in for another. It's falling towards Mendes, who tried to flick it. Kept alive here by Fabian Ruiz. They want more, Paris Saint-Germain. Here's the chance off. Smashed over the top by Barker. Scored 21 times in all competitions this season, and I thought he was about to make it 22.
Oh, he probably should do better, but at the target's a goal, but that's the left fullback again. Mendes is tried to flip. Mendes is in the middle of the 6-yard box. I mean, we've spoken about it all night. Hakimi gets himself in the 6-yard box. The left back, Mendes, probably should score there.
So Christian Aslani is on to replace Çalhanoğlu, who's had a quiet night. There for Sommer. Coutinho trying to flick it, breaks down to Zalewski, but the foot came in from Fabian Ruiz, who won the Euros last summer. He might end this season by winning a Champions League, and he's off and running here, although Bastoni came across, and they're going to pull it back here and award the free kick to Paris Saint-Germain. And now he's looking for the right player to show a card to, and that's the Cherby.
Just get the feeling a little bit of frustration creeping in now for the Italians. Who frankly have not been in races.
I think the frightening thought, Rio, is that they've got a fantastic team here that you wouldn't make any changes to, and they've got a bit of depth as well, but they've got the finance as well to add who they want, really, Paris Saint-Germain, as they go.
Yeah, you've got to be an exceptional player, I think, if you're going to improve this team right now. I tell you, you're going to have to be willing to run, you're going to have legs, game understanding.
I think Pacho might have got a yellow card there. They not got the ball into Milan.
Quite fortunate.
It's one of those nights where nothing's worked. The Parisian pressure has been too much for the team from Italy, and the Parisian brilliance at times has been far too much for the team from Italy.
It's been a joy, absolute joy.
Sloppy there from Dembele, but quickly won back again. That's the difference, isn't it? The fact they lose the ball and they get it straight back, and now they come once more, and Dembele's got Kvaratskhelia in, and he's bearing down on goal, and it's 4-0. celebrations are well and truly underway. And for the first time in a Champions League final, a player from Georgia scores a goal. The smile on Enrique's face says it all. And Paris Saint-Germain are romping to a Champions League win in Munich.
They've gone. They've just gone. Inter Milan have gone. Take nothing away from PSG because they've battered them. Absolutely battered them into submission. But they have absolutely gone into Milan. They're all over the place. That said, what a beautiful finish. Timing of the run looked perfect. It's onside. But the three centre-backs, look at that. They're all over the place. Brilliant finish. What a composed finish. Goalkeeper thinks he's gone back across him and he just curls it near post. Exquisite.
Well, he never scored against Inter Milan as a Napoli player, but in the blue and red of Paris Saint-Germain on this glorious night in Munich, Kavicha Kvaratskhelia gets one tonight.
Guys, this has been a butchering. This has been an absolute beating of Inter Milan. They look like an old aging team today. They've been made to look like that. They fought. They played some exquisite football in the semi-finals, but they've been torn apart by this young, dynamic, aggressive, intelligent PSG team who looked absolutely faultless. This is an intimidating team now, I'm telling you. This is going to reverberate around European football for next season, I'm sure.
Let me tell you, he's going to pick up his 4th medal of the season as well, because he's going to get all these ones with Paris Saint-Germain, but he qualifies for a medal with Napoli as well, doesn't he? Kvaratskhelia, what a season he's had. They're crestfallen, look at them.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. I think the worrying thing right now for Inter Milan is there's more than 15 minutes to go.
Can I just read you a couple of the ages of these teams? It makes it scary for the opposition for time to come. Donnarumma's 26, Hakimi 26, Vitinha 25, Kvaratskhelia is 24, Pancho's 23, Neves 20, Mendes 22, Doué 19.
Wow.
Crazy. It's built to last. It's built for now and it's built for the future. And it's a magnificent football team. It's been a joy to watch. Nicolo Barella. Still going here, Nicolo Barella. Here's the opportunity. Donnarumma is needed here. And he makes the save, which denies Marcus Thuram. And that's the first time that Paris Saint-Germain have needed their goalkeeper tonight. It's taken nigh on 75 minutes.
Yeah, Barella does well, doesn't he? It's actually a comfortable save for him. He doesn't get enough power in it. Certainly directions there, but not enough power.
Not only is it a historic night, the Paris Saint-Germain, it's a record equalling night as it stands. The biggest winning margin in a final in this competition is 4 goals. You think back to Real Madrid 7, Eintracht Frankfurt 3, and you think about the 4-0 that we spoke about a little while back with AC Milan and Barcelona. This 4-goal margin that they've got now equals the widest margin in a Champions League final. If they could get another one, they'd have the record on their own.
I wouldn't be ruling that out.
Well, they're going to corner here, Inter, and we're going to see Lucas Hernandez come on. There are tears inside the stadium in the Italian end. They've been taken to the cleaners tonight by PSG. Taken by Aslani, and they're challenging each other to get the header away. Marquinhos there with the final touch.
You know, some might say that this is a win for football, you know.
Yeah.
If you look at the bigger picture, Galacticos and superstars galore have been at this club. Youth, togetherness have won this and took this to another level at Paris Saint-Germain.
Taken by Aslani, and that's comfortable for Donnarumma.
I'll tell you what, as a winner for ability and work rate matched.
It's the final 13 minutes or so here in the Allianz Arena, a game that's been lopsided pretty much from the opening kickoff. Here's Denzel Dumfries, Matteo Darmian, now Cherby.
4-0. Paris Saint-Germain 4.
Zalewski offside. So they can make the change now and they can send on Lucas Hernandez. And he's going to come on for one of the stars of the season for them, the left fullback Nuno Mendes.
Straight swap, he's been tremendous. And they haven't had a bad player, haven't. You could make a case for 3 or 4 man in a match awards, really. You'll probably get it, but Hakimi, they've been excellent. Dembele, Kvaratskhelia, they have just been excellent to a man.
Well, the good news is you've not got to give one, so you can relax. Because it is tricky, as you say.
Oh yeah, it's a weight off my mind.
So Hernandez on, who was a former Champions League winner when he was a Bayern Munich player, and of course his season ended at the semi-final stage last season when he tore his ACL, missed the Euros in the summer. Different end to this season for the man who's just come on for PSG. Kvaratskhelia working so hard again against Denzel Dumfries. To get a player as talented as that working like that is the absolute key ingredient of this team.
Do you know what you would do if you're a coach, right? You'd actually show you their wide men without the ball, defending. It's everything you'd want from a wide man defensive.
If you love privacy, you...
By Barella, they were slick again, weren't they, through central midfield?
And by the way, if I'm going to be critical, Kvaratskhelia, he's the Barcola there. And I think Barcola agrees with me.
And by the way, they've not relented on the press. They're still going at it with 10 minutes to go. Given away by Dembele. Now here's Zalewski, who may as well have a shot. Straight at Donnarumma.
He wants a clean sheet, doesn't he? He's not happy with Dembele giving it away. He wants his clean sheet, the man.
Picked him out superbly, didn't he? Hernandez to Vitinha. There's Bradley Barcola. Off he goes, Barcola. So athletic. Charging forward, but oh, what a drag back. Is it? No, no! Right at the end, he let himself down. That was going to be one of the great Champions League goals.
You know, see, as soon as he picked it up, I actually felt for a Cherby. I could see the whole thing unfold in front of my eyes. He isolated him, puts him down. He's just got to roll it into the far corner. I think he tries to give him the eyes and go back across it. What a goal that would have been.
Another kid on the biggest stage taking liberties, sitting people down.
And by the way, Rio, he can't get into the starting lineup.
Unless it's the French Cup final, of course.
I tell you, this is nasty to watch this.
What a run.
You know that way, Rio. I can see him get the ball and I think myself, he's going to isolate a Cherby and just get to him.
Cherby's heart rate then must have gone a few knots, I'm telling you.
Kvaratskhelia is not going to give it up even now.
He's an animal. He's not human, he's an alien at the moment.
He has been brilliant.
Changes coming for PSG. Gonzalo Ramos and Sedi Mayulu. So 2 more incoming for PSG. Warren Zaire-Emery is stripped and ready as well. In the meantime, here's Bradley Barcola. Paris Saint-Germain 8 minutes away from making history. And so will Enrique at the same time. He become the second coach. Pep Guardiola is the other one to win a treble with two different clubs, both of them with Barcelona, and then Pep with City a couple of seasons ago. And this is going to be an historic night for Enrique on a night that PSG lift the trophy for the very first time.
Oh, we're about 10 seconds away from a yellow card. There has to be.
Tell you what, Ali.
Oh, and
there's Bradley Barcola. Dembele's on his way in. Barcola shoots right across goal, and Dembele says, "Why didn't you pass it to me?"
Ali, you've got to get close to him to be able to get a yellow card.
That's true.
I've been here.
Very true.
I've been here in a final when you can't lay a glove on your opponent. They're too good. They're too quick.
Yeah.
Your confidence is gone.
So the changes, and it's Gonzalo Ramos for Kavicha Kvaratskhelia. It's Seni Mayulu for Fabian Ruiz. And we'll wait and see. Warren Zaire-Emery is coming on to replace his João Neves.
Just about a perfect performance, gentlemen, yeah?
I think so. I mean, I can still remember vividly the night Milan did what they did to Barcelona, because these kind of nights don't come around very often, do they? They're going to become the 24th different team to win either the European Cup or the Champions League, Paris Saint-Germain tonight. And for the 5th final in a row, it's going to be a first-time winner in Munich, so history's going to carry on.
Quite a start, that.
Lautaro Martinez to Mikola Zalewski. Moving towards the final 5 minutes here in the Allianz, a game that started well for Paris Saint-Germain and has never been anything other than extremely straightforward. Marcus Thuram's going to feel like his father did as a Juventus player when he played and lost a Champions League final. Does feel like the last hurrah for this team. There were questions about it coming in, and they've looked an old group tonight against this vibrant, energetic, hungry PSG.
Mentioned at half-time, boys. That's exactly how they look. They look the oldest team in the tournament.
I'll tell you one thing, guys, it's hard, you know. They lost the league at the weekend.
I know.
That's a huge thing to take on your chin. Then to come up against a team like this on a day like this, another massive blow. How do they react from this? Where do they go from here? Big questions.
Off they go looking for more. Zaire-Emery leading the charge. Here's Barcola has come out to the left, which is his more natural position. Mayulu. Barcola gives it back to him, and it's in! It's 5, and he can't believe it. Look at it. Seni Mayulu. 18 years of age, and he can't believe he scored in a Champions League final, and he's being mobbed by everybody from the Paris Saint-Germain bench. He's an academy boy, born and raised at PSG, and he's just scored the 5th goal in the Champions League final, and his reaction was priceless.
Oh, his reaction was worth the admission fee, wasn't it? I can't remember seeing unbridled joy like that in my life at any sporting event. He couldn't believe it. And he smashed it in at the near post. It's a lovely little pass from him. Again, you think he's going to get across. Barcola, who's been excellent since, come on. Comes back out, this little ball here. He's onside. There's your pass there. Brilliant. Acerbi. Oh dear me, Acerbi's playing him onside again. You think he's going to get across the face. No. Smashes it near post and off the post. Look at Acerbi playing him onside again. Oh, but the finish is superb.
I just want to see his face again. Look at everybody come flying off the bench, Rio. Look at Enrique. Look at his face, Rio.
Beautiful to see that. A young kid living the dream, man. Living the dream in the moment. But if any moment in this game signifies a change that's happened at this football club here at Paris Saint-Germain, that's it. An academy player.
There's Nasser El Khalifa, who is celebrating alongside Alexander Seferin, the UEFA president. What a night. They've spent so much money and taken so long to get to this position. And it's going to be a record-setting win as well, because 5 goals is the biggest margin in a final in the European Cup or the Champions League for anybody. You think about all the great sides down the years. No team has turned up on this night of all nights and been this dominant.
They have been absolutely first class from start to finish. I can't remember watching a performance where a team has dominated for the entire match. I mean, you're thinking in a top final like this, a European final, surely at some stage the opposition must come into it.
No. But the way they started like they meant to go on. Aggressive, brave, without the ball, running up high, pressing high. Dembele, as we said all night, has been like a sprinter in the blocks, waiting to go on press from restarts. They're 5-0 up and the manager's still gesturing for him to run and press. Look.
I think he's got willing participants out there as well, Rio, who want to run and they want to press and they want to get their hands on this Champions League trophy, and they've done it in style. There are tears on the Parisian bench now because the realisation is kicking in that after a journey that's taken so long, they're nearly there.
There's the two sides of football, two sides of sport. But we should concentrate on the victorious side, and we will. They have been absolutely wonderful. Not another word for it.
Well, young Mayulu has scored and been on the pitch for 2 minutes and 20 seconds. That's the official time. It was his second touch. Here's Bradley Barcola. You wouldn't rule out another one. Dembele must be thinking, when's my turn? Here's Hakimi. Vitinha. Into the final few seconds before additional time, and I doubt there'll be too much. Maybe there's one opportunity here for some kind of consolation, although Marquinhos is there. They're going to get a yellow card though here. Hakimi.
Yeah, pulls him back, doesn't he?
I think it's the first time Vitinha's give the ball away. We're in the 89th or 90th minute now. He's been superb.
The full-time whistle. It's history for Paris Saint-Germain. Finally, they reach the end of the yellow brick road. Finally, they can call themselves European champions. And finally, they will get to hold the trophy that's become their holy grail. And they've done it in historic style. 5-0 winners tonight. 2 for Doué, goals for Hakimi, Kvaratskhelia and Mayulu. They're just the second French club in history to win it, following Marseille in 1993. And a team that's dazzled and entertained has won an historic treble of League, Cup and Champions League. What a night, what a performance, what a season.
Remarkable. I'll mention it again. 53rd minute, 22nd of January in Paris. That's when it turned for me. 2-0 down they were. Haaland scored. And in the remaining half hour or so, PSG scored 4 goals. And it's quite simple. Fletch, they have not looked back since those 4 goals.